It seems inevitable that anyone who starts a YouTube channel will do a review video sooner or later. So here's my review of a big balsa stripper that I bought on eBay last week. And you can see that it's much larger than the typical master air screw balsa stripper that is so common. I have two of those myself, but I haven't been able to find them. So I've really been itching to get one of these so I can start making my own sticks again. As you can see, it doesn't have a knob on it the way the master air screw has a 632 screw. So every time you turn the knob once, it moves the blade a 32nd of an inch. So if you want 1/4 inch sticks, you got to turn the knob 8 times. And that's pretty nice. This one you have to adjust with a ruler. So I have it set up right now to cut a stick about I have it set up at a 1/4 inch. You can just turn the wing nuts, move the blade in and out, and let's say we want to do a 3/16 inch stick. So that's it right there. Just hang on to it so it doesn't let go. Retighten the nuts. Check it. Yeah, that's 3/16. Over here I have some 1/4 inch balsa, and it's not what I would call soft balsa, it's medium balsa, and it didn't quite go all the way through, so I'm going to flip it over and cut it from the other side. That way it doesn't scratch the table. If you set it really low, it scratches the table. And that's basically a perfect stick. That's very nice. It has a knot right there. I felt a little resistance when I went over the knot. We'll see how accurate it is. There's only the slightest little bump right there. That's basically a perfect stick. Very nice. Now the other edge is a little harder, so we'll see how that works. I think everybody that's used a stripper before knows the trick about flipping the wood over. These are perfect sticks. Now what if I get into the really hard balsa? Here's some harder balsa. So what I want to do is I want to plan right from the outset to do this in 2 passes. So I raise the blade up to where it's about 1/8 inch off the table. I'll make 1 pass, flip the wood over, make another pass. There's my stick. And it's basically perfect, even though the wood's harder. If you do it in 2 passes, it's makes perfect sticks. That's brilliant. This right here is 3/8 balsa. You can see it still fits under there, which is more than I could say for the master air screw. I think the master air screw doesn't even cut 1/4 inch balsa. I have 2 of them, as I mentioned, and I stuck a piece of plywood on the bottom just so I could get a taller stick. This one, the height of the blade, it's a little over 3/8. It's not quite 7/16, so the 3/8 balsa fits just perfectly. And another point is that this 3/8 inch balsa is pretty firm. It's not soft wood. That's quite firm, and it's still cutting nice and square. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but that is a nice square cut. And all I did was I set it to about 2/3 depth, and then flipped it over. I think this edge is even harder. And that's a perfect stick. So the single edge razor blade's a lot more firm than a number 11 blade. It does a better job. You can hear that. That's hard balsa. And the sticks are perfect. So my review is I'll give this top tier rating. It's durable, robust. It's big, so that it keeps the wood straight. The blade's very firm. It'll follow grain if you leave it at full depth in hard wood. But if you just put it down at half and flip the wood over, It makes really nice cuts. And anybody that needs a balsa stripper should buy one of these from the eBay seller that makes them.